So I will start recording, and I think it is recording now. So then up here on the screen, and I'll zoom in and talk about it. And I pray that the audio works. So in the first question up here, yes, you see that Java string is a blank. It's not a character, that's a primitive, okay? Strings don't count as primitives. Strings you may think cause a bother, right? As that one could be correct answer, but that's the joke answer, so it's not a bother. And so that leaves just one answer. Strings are objects, okay? Very easy true and false example, just definition. What is the output of this program is my number two. So let's zoom in to see what the code is. I have two strings called pointer fun. And so if I were to practice diagramming, I would draw an A, okay, and then it points to a circle that has pointer fun inside, and that's the string, okay? This is an object. How do I know? Well, I see new and I see string. B here, okay, notice I'm not dealing with string literals. I see the new keyword appear yet again. So I have a separate bubble that contains the word pointer fun. Okay? And now my first two lines have finished executing. So then I go down to here. I ask myself, okay, is A double equals B? So that's asking the question, is A pointing to the same object as B? No, it isn't. So right now, this part returns false. There are two separate objects right now. When I get down to this line, does A dot equals B? Dot equals compares their values. So character for character, I'm comparing, is capital P the same as capital P, O-I-N-S-E-R, space, capital F-U-N, yes? Okay, so that one returns true. They are value for value the same. I'm looking for false followed by true, and that's option C on my version, okay? Double equals is different than dot equals. Remember the difference. Then the plus sign with strings results in, this is vocabulary, not so much addition. Okay, the fancy vocabulary word was concatenation, combining the strings together. You are allowed to add strings, so it's not an error. Encapsulation, just another fancy shun word to confuse you, and that is the addition symbol. However, putting them together is not like adding numbers. What is the replacement for the missing code that will produce ABBA? All right, so I zoom in. ABBA is what I want. And it looks like, again, I have string literals here. Okay, so but for pointer practice, let's just draw A, right? The name points to A, the string, okay? And then B, the pointer, okay, points to B, the string. And then A and B, okay, to practice passing things in via pointers, okay? Notice X and Y exist, okay? X and Y are copies of these pointers, see that, okay? And notice I drew a box with a Y on it that point to the respective A's and B's, okay? Notice that copying that occurs, okay? So I go down and notice my code can now work with X and Y, okay? Inside the scope of this function, I just have X and Y to work with. So my answer should involve X and Y. So it's AAB, okay? So that should correspond with A comes first, so that's X plus Y plus Y plus X. This one's close, that one's wrong, okay? Because those variables appear to be out of scope. And then not A's and B's, so then option D here is the right answer. First comes the X, then comes the Y, and then it reverses itself. Oh, what a nice palindrome I have. That's number 4. Number 5, which of the following returns the string X for string S equals new string of all this stuff, okay? So I notice it's a substring problem. So as I zoom into the word here, okay, I'm labeling the indices so I can be better organized, 4, 5, and 6, okay? So as I look at this, I notice my string is of length 1. I know it can't be either one of these because they give me a string of length more than 1. The differences here are nice, okay? Notice the difference in the 2-argument version of substring involves, is 1 here. So it's one of these two, B or D. So we remember it's inclusive of the first argument, okay? So this one keeps position 4. And then I go up 2, but not including 5. So this one is wrong because I see the letter C. I wanted X. So I have to go 1 back. I will erase this arrow and then go here. I begin keeping position 3. That's my X, okay? So D here is the right answer. And if you didn't label your indices, again, you're susceptible, you're very likely to make the off by 1 error by starting to count your indices beginning at 1. Careful with that, okay? Use your array knowledge. This is number 5. And at any point, if you have questions, just call out, and I will pause, and you can ask the question, okay, like down here. These ones are annoying. Let's is a string, and I'm using substring again, so then I'm going to write in the indices, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. My length is 10. So this one is a little tricky. You kind of had to have paid attention when I talked about it in the slides. This one, because my substring matches the length of my string, that one's legal, and I can return the empty string, okay? In the one argument substring, I'm inclusive of the number that they mention, and then I go all the way to the end, okay? I can include one less than my length, I can go exactly my length, but if I go one more than my length, that's the one that will cause the error, okay? Notice if I did substring of 9, I would have gotten the J. If I did substring of 11, I would have gotten the error. If I did substring of 0, I would have gotten this whole string. Empty string here is the number 10, yes? So that's something just to commit to memory on how it works. The emptiness example in the slides. Which replacement for missing code would print zy? Okay, zy. Looks like, again, I'm using substring. So again, on the word of interest, I label 0, 1, 2, 3. And because I'm working with a function, okay, again, I'm going to draw a little pointer diagram. There's S. S points to a very particular string in its own bubble, Z, Y, X, and W, okay? Notice S gets passed into first 2. So then down here, I have string like that, okay? My answer and code that belongs here should be in terms of str, not S, okay? S belongs to the setup. In first 2 with this function, I know str as my variable name, okay, or as my pointer. So as I extract the values out of here, I want what, zy again? So those are the first 2 characters, okay? Hence the name of the function. So I want to keep position 0 and position 1. I know that in the 2-argument version of the substring that this answer is wrong and that answer is wrong, okay? Because I start including y, okay? But I need the z to be there. So this is good, I like that, and this is good, I like that. Notice S here is the difference. I don't care about S, I care about str. So D here is the right answer. So far, so good? Okay, I got 8 minutes. Here's number 8, which of the following correctly creates a string variable but points to an empty string. Okay. Points to an empty string. So not this one, okay? No would be a dangling pointer. This is 2 single quotes next to each other. It's very hard to tell if we zoom in, yes? So that's the character, so that one's also a no. And then for B, okay, this one has a space in between it, yes? So that has character length 1. This is the space string, so that's not it. And then by process of elimination, 2 double quotes next to each other is the empty string. And that's worth remembering as you convert numbers and things in Google Billboard and stuff, okay? Know the empty string. Number 9, what is the output of this program? It's related to that previous one. So here, I know that the length of this string is 10, and in this case, I've gone 1 more. This one is causing array out of bounds. This one would cause error for substring, okay? There is no 11th position. 10 is okay, okay? 10 signifies the empty string. Number 10, something similar, okay? Same string, let's A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, and let's' length, right, happens to be 10. So it's just like that previous problem. And this one returns the same thing as before. It returns the empty string here, okay? Notice that weirdness that occurs, right? You're also used to stopping 1 before the length, and suddenly length is okay. So that's weird, and I can understand why you would get this one wrong. But you won't make this mistake on the actual quiz come Friday because you got it wrong here. Then we have some diagram matching problems. So for these, rather than look at the options here, I would draw my own first, and hopefully it matches up. So here is word 1, okay, in a little box. And then I point to the word hello, okay, inside its own little bubble because it has the new keyword there. Word 2, okay, doesn't have the new keyword, and it says point to what word 1 points to. So it's that first hello, not hello, hello. And then word 3 gets created, and I allocate some memory that has world next to it, okay, like that. And so the order of the boxes may change. So just look for hello has 2 pointers from 1 and 2, word 1 and 2. and world has one pointer to it. The 2-1 relationship appears to be represented here, okay, and option B. Yep, and that's exactly the diagram I drew. B here is the correct answer. This is a simple diagram problem, number 11. Number 12, a little bit more complicated. Okay, I have 4 lines of code. See it again, okay, word 1 in a box, and then I have a circle. Here's hello. Word 2, just like from before, points to the same one as word 2. Word 2 points to the same one as word 1. Word 3, this pointer has its own word, world, okay, in its own bubble. Now, this reassignment that occurs here, okay, word 3, this pointer no longer points to the world, but points to the same one as word 2. There are 3 words to hello. So that matches option A, okay? And a student said that like these arrows over here aren't very clear. On the quiz, it will be which word it points to. This one, it got a little messed up. Okay, so the option here is A. Lastly, and then I will, I won't have time to finish the other one because the questions are kind of long. So have a look for that video this afternoon. Number 13, the last one from the first quiz is, which variable here is a pointer? Okay, so this one, right? What kind of things have pointers? Yes, only objects, and there's only one object here, and that is word. Okay, notice letter and num; those are both primitives. Only objects have pointers, so word only. Okay, objects have pointers. Only objects have pointers. That's the idea you must remember. So that concludes the review for this first quizzes, and prayeth that it actually recorded nicely. Otherwise, I must repeat myself again. Where do I find doc? Okay, controls, and then stop.